Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are honored tonight, I can say this evening, to have Dr. Ayyub with us. And he mentioned during his speech some of the benefits, some of the opportunities that we have to obtain and that we can obtain during the month of Ramadan. Dr. Ayyub, welcome.
Jazakumullah khair.
Please.
Assalamu alaikum. If you don't know already, I am actually a biochemist, clinical biochemist, teaching in the University of King Khalid University, College of Medicine. And it's been a long time to come here. Previously, I used to live in Abha, so it was easy to come here. Now I am near the new campus in Al-Farah. In the khutbah, I mentioned the whole surah. And probably you might have understood that it's one night equivalent to 83 years. Is that what you understand? Is that what message you got?
Yes.
Actually, that's wrong. Because Allah SWT says, Khayrun min alfi shahr. The God Almighty, Allah Almighty says, is better than 83 years. How much better? According to the status of Allah. Right? So for sure it is 83, but it is more than that. Right? And I gave a lot of spiritual benefits. Right? That you get reward. And you get a special connection with Allah, love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, you become so close to Allah. These are all spiritual benefits. Right? One verse of Quran that you read, one good action that you do, Allah will multiply that as if though you have done a fard, an obligatory ibadah, obligatory worship. And one obligatory worship is more than 70 times. Rewarded 70 times. So all these benefits that I said, these are spiritual. Maybe some people they may say that what are the physical benefits? So doctors will tell you, right? In fact, whenever has anybody had the experience of going for checking your blood sugar? You have been? Anybody? So what do they tell you? Come fasting.
Fasting, yeah.
Yes. You see, they will tell you to get a good measure, come fasting. At least 10 hours of fasting. And many operations that people make, the doctors, they will always tell you that stay hungry from the night before at about 7 o'clock until the morning and take light drink or something like that. But the hunger that we practice, of course, there are, I don't know if you've heard of a technique of losing weight. Technique of losing weight, you will see a lot of advertisements on the Twitter and Facebook, and people try and saying, oh, all you need to do is fast. Intermittent fasting. And you're allowed to drink water, but try to minimize your calories and not eat until maybe 16 hours or 18 hours or as long as you can make it. People lose weight, a lot of weight. Right? You may have already experienced that this only changing the time of eating. Yes? Normally we have breakfast at 7 in the morning, dinner at 12, lunch at 12, dinner at 8 in the evening, right? This was our routine. And we now change things, okay, before 4 o'clock you will eat in the night. And from 4:30 or 5 o'clock you will stop eating. And no eating or drinking, no any actions with your wife, even she is your lawful wife, but you can't have sexual intercourse with her during this time, right? We refrain until the evening, and come evening, Maghrib time, so nowadays what is it, from 5 o'clock, let's say, to 6 o'clock, is about 12 hours, 13 hours, right? 13 hours we refrain. What has happened? After that, we are free to eat. All the halal things are halal again, right? 15, 16 days have passed now. I think a lot of you, if you check your weight, you have come down by 3 kilos on average. Try, have a look. Those people who were really saying, okay, even at 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or say when the Maghrib time comes, I will be cautious of what I eat. Don't take too much sugar. Don't take too much bread. Don't take too much rice. Right? Control your fat. What happens? They will lose more. I know a person within 1 week he lost 7 kilos. 7 kilos in 1 week. Just changing the time of eating. So apart from the spiritual benefits, which are of course everlasting, you have physical benefits here. Right? It lowers, the fasting lowers the blood cholesterol. Right? The fat. Now what happens? There is a store inside us. If you eat too much food, right, and don't expend that energy, don't use that energy, the body will convert that to glycogen, convert it to fat, okay, for a time when you will need this and you will be not eating. So this store, now when you are fasting from 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, come about Dhuhr time, you feel hungry, right? Your body is needing something, some sugar, right? So, and you are saying, no, Allah's command, I will eat only at 6 in the evening or 6:30, right? So what the body does, start to take from that store. Saying, okay, there is some store, let's use that. So your fat convert to glucose, or your glucose, glycogen will be given to the body. Especially the brain. Brain needs energy all the time. And glucose is the main fuel. Glucose is the main fuel. The body can also make glucose from carbohydrates that we eat, right? But the store, when you are fasting, that is now released, saying, okay, keep the person going. Right? Allah is so merciful with us. Those people who cannot, for some reason, they are diabetic, for example, right? Some people are diabetic and they have to take injections, they have to take their medication. They are even eating and drinking, but Allah gives them the reward. So we need to see that. Sometimes there are some people, they are excused from fasting, right? For example, those who are traveling, people who travel a long distance, right, which is the Islamic rule of how far you go and how long you go for to another place, you are excused from fasting, right? But what you have to do, you have to compensate with other days after Ramadan. Other days after Ramadan. And the elderly people, or those who are very sick and they don't have a hope that maybe they will ever fast again.
Chronic disease.
Yes, chronic diseases, cancers, those who have to take regular medication, right, in time. So they only have to intend, and they can give charity. For every day of fasting, they can feed one person. Right? So if they give that charity, money, and give food, this will be compensation for their fasting, and they will get reward.
What about the digestive system, the immune system? We heard that it's gonna enhance the immune system. Is that right?
Yes. Why? Because during the normal time, everything halal we are taking, and we are not even, even if you are not hungry, so okay, sitting with friends, coffee, tea, juice, chocolate, cake. So this machinery is going all the time, right? And all this time. So now the cure, which is in fasting, is you are giving a chance for your system to work by itself from the store. And that is a big cure in itself. Right? Even just fasting is actually a medication. Right? So not only spiritually that you become more God conscious, but physically also you become more healthy. You will realize yourself that after I feel better. So your immune system is becoming stronger actually inside. And you might, because you are restricting this energy intake or the food intake, your body will start to adapt to that, right? And try to make its own. Have you seen, for example, many of the animals? Uh, they have natural medication. They don't go to say, oh, now my pigeon is or my cat is sick, I have to go to the doctor. Monkeys actually go into they know which tree to eat or which bark to eat to get a cure. They never went to any university. They never went to education to see say, oh, can you do a checkup? Natural system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us 1 month in the year. This process of fasting is a big boost physically and also mentally and spiritually.
You just mentioned in your speech there are 3 golden opportunities for us, so it's a great opportunity to
revise.
Test on those golden things. Can you tell us please?
In my khutbah, I told you that first, the opportunity of fasting itself, right? That Allah has now given us an order, right? There are optional fasting also during the year, but it's an option. If you care, if you want, you do, like 3 days a month, the white days in the middle of every month. But this is optional fasting. But by order of Allah, He made compulsory this month of Siyam. And because of Siyam, the golden opportunity, we fast. Upon that, we develop this special connection with Allah. Do you know there is one hadith? Normally, naturally, we are human beings, all of us, right? We have been eating at 4 o'clock or at night in the morning, right? And now during the day, we will not eat. So, bad odor comes from our mouth. Yes? Especially during the later part of the day. Right? Wallah, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, this bad odor coming from your mouth is so fragrant to Allah, so fragrance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how much love Allah creates between you and His servant, between you and Allah. So this is the golden opportunity of fasting, golden opportunity of reading Quran, memorizing Quran. Whereas you used to get 1 hasana and multiplied by 10, in Ramadan it is multiplied many times. Right? So there is free time when we are not eating. Now this is chance. Try to memorize some Quran. Also golden opportunity for the night to search for this night of power. Every day make intention. Allahumma rzuqna laylatul qadr. Allahumma rzuqna laylatul qadr. Because you don't know. Maybe this night, maybe tomorrow, maybe next night, right? What we know are some indications that it will be in the last part of the Ramadan month, right? But there is no harm. Every day you must make plea to Allah, appeal to Allah. Oh Allah, give me that night, give me that night, make me from that night. Those who fast, iman, siyam, imanan wa ihtisaban, believing that this is the order of Allah and I have to do, and ihtisab that Allah will give me the reward which He promised, right? For Laylatul Qadr as well as for the fasting, for reading Quran. One thing I didn't mention, there is an opportunity actually, which is called i'tikaf. Have you heard of i'tikaf? Yes? Some people, they seclude themselves in the masajid for the last 10 days. Many masajid all over the world, people say, I'm going to spare myself of all the worldly things that I used to do and remain in the masjid from these 10 days, last 10 days. What for? In search of that night. Right? Whatever ibadah, whatever worship we do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us inshallah this night. So these are the golden opportunities in our life which Allah gave us, and upon that Allah give us so much reward. Alright, so i'tikaf also. There is one form of sunnah i'tikaf which a person secludes himself from 21st day until the Eid. And these 10 days he doesn't go out of the mosque. His family will bring his food. He will go if he needs to go to the bathroom or go to a shower. This is like i'tikaf in the masjid for all the time. I don't know if we can do it because most of us are working, right? So what we can do is every time you come to the masjid, make intention of i'tikaf. And see if you can do, for example, from Maghrib or from Isha until the end of Taraweeh, and even after Taraweeh, stay in the masjid with the intention of making i'tikaf, right? Just sitting there and sleeping in the mosque, right, is rewardful. But of course, we are not here for that. Right? It's not accommodation. It's actually to search for the night of power. So these are the golden opportunities, inshallah. If you have any question, you can ask.
Anybody have any question? At the end of this interview with Dr. Ayyub, Jazakallah khair, may Allah reward you, may Allah bless you. We thank him for this informative speech. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khair.